Okay, I'm back to recording. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move forward with answering the questions. Like I said, Amira Inspired had a first question. Her first question was, how does she come up with vocal arrangements? How does she learn how to do vocal arrangements? And basically, learning how to do a vocal arrangement, like I said, the vocal arrangement consists of harmonies, it consists of backgrounds, ad libs, and any additional parts that you use to highlight the vocals of a song. So, in other words, when you hear somebody harmonizing on a verse and they're adding maybe like additional tracks, you hear additional background voices in the back, those are considered vocal arrangements. If they decide to do like any extra inflections, any extra um, tracks um, outside of the first verse, it's within the first verse, but it's on a different level, then it would necessarily be considered a vocal arrangement. You gotta be quiet. Mommy's chatting. You wanna say hi to everybody? Yeah. Okay, say hi, and then you gotta be quiet. Hi, everybody. She said hi, everybody. All right. So, but it supports the verses and. You gotta be quiet. Quiet time. And so, it also, like I said, should never be too crazy to the point to where it takes away from the verse. So, what I can do is I can play a sample of one of my songs, and kind of give you an idea of what I mean. And see, I couldn't do this in the blog. That's why I had to go ahead and do the live broadcast so that you can see it. So, hold on just one moment. Let me pull up one of my tracks. I got my Pro Tools open, so it's just like a little crazy. This is a song I wrote called "Don't Rock Like That." We don't rock like that. When you listen to the verse that comes in, there's gonna be some backgrounds that come in as well, and those are considered arrangements. Boy, I know you wondering why I took my pictures down, why I took all of your shirts out my drawers. It's kind of empty in the room, 'cause I packed up all your shoes, but at least now I can see my floor. See, I'm really got your mail and the cushion in below. It's stored in the mailbox by the door. I even cooked your favorite meal and wore your favorite heel. Now here's the part where the harmonies and the hook come. You can even take my keys and come pick up your clothes. We don't rock like that no more. The stuff I bought you can see, can't compete it more than me. We don't rock like that no more. Anybody ask me what happened? Don't worry, I'll tell them. You hear all those harmonies? So those harmonies that you hear are in addition to, they actually highlight what's going on in the hook. Another thing is, like, when I'm recording in the studio, I record in fours, meaning I stack in fours. If I ever stack a lead to a hook, I would stack it 4 times. And then when I add around it and build off of it and build my harmonies, I would stack that another 4 times as well. I do my pans left and right. The engineer that I'm working with, whoever that is, whenever I'm in the studio, I would get them to pan left and right. Go talk to Daddy. Go ask Daddy to take you to the potty. Go. Go. Hurry, hurry. So you won't potty in yourself. Babe, can you come get her real quick? Yeah. What? Because she said she has to potty and I don't want her to potty in herself. I'm potty training y'all, so excuse me. But, so I stack in fours, and I pan the vocals, each of the vocals left, right, and so that also gives it a roundabout effect when you're listening to them and you're adding other notes on top of it. So that's vocal arrangements. Now, like if you listen to Beyonce songs or Neo songs or Carrie Hilson songs, anytime you hear more than one voice, even though you know it's only Carrie that's singing on that verse, or Carrie that's singing on that hook, anytime you hear it more than once, it's actually a vocal arrangement. It's something that somebody came up with that said, hey, let's highlight this word, you know? And so
or let's highlight this section, or let's add a little this to that. I mean, it's seriously just a vocal arrangement, and it comes with experience. Listen to songs that you like, and listen for those other notes. Listen for those other voices that come in, because that's how you'll get the gist of where you should add a vocal arrangement, where you shouldn't add a vocal arrangement. You may have a song where you want the verse to just be no background, you just want them to listen to what you're saying, and then when the hook comes in, then you add vocal arrangements or add, something else on top of it, or stack it, or however. So I hope that answered your question. If it did, let me know, and we can kind of break it down a little bit more. I can play some more stuff for you, or whatever. Another question that you had was shopping records. How do you go about shopping a song? Well, quite naturally, and I don't know exactly where you are, Amira, so let me know what city and state you're in too. But I got my record shopped by working with other producers. At a time when I didn't have a publishing situation and I didn't have somebody to, oh, you're in H-Town, girl, we need to hook up then. But at a time where I didn't have anybody to help me shop records, I was always linking myself up with producers that had relationships that could possibly get my music heard. And so you have to do that until you get into a situation where you can just call somebody directly at your publishing company or whoever your manager is and say, hey, I got this record, I want to shop it to this artist. You also can find out what artists are actually working on their projects and find out any contacts that somebody may have. But it's going to take a lot of research, it's going to take a lot of networking to get that information, because obviously record labels have A&Rs and they have key people that they put in charge of projects. So that's one thing that you would have to kind of figure out on what you would how you would like to get your music heard. Another way you can do it, Amira, is simply online. I mean, accessing all the tools that we have online that are free. You have so many different outlets now online where you can post songs that you've actually done, but you need to brand yourself as a songwriter, Amira. You need to say, hey, this is Amira, I've written a song for this, for this particular situation. Y'all check it out and let me know what you think. And that's how you get your songs heard. You can also, if you have like an email blast of producers or whatever that you want to get your songs heard, or you want to get other relationships or establish other relationships with producers, send your material to them and let them hear you as a singer-songwriter. And the fact that you're in Houston is an awesome thing, because we can actually schedule to do a consultation to meet and just, I can kind of check you out and see where you are and, give you some guidance or whatever I may need to do. So I'm 100% open to that. You went to the ASCAP seminar, okay, and they were selling access info on artists looking for music. Are those worth it? How much were they? No more than $100? I honestly think that that's fair. You have to be willing to invest into yourself. And if there's an opportunity for you to get access that you probably wouldn't have, if you weren't in that situation, I mean, it could definitely help you out in a lot of ways, but your branding has to be right. You want to make sure when you're sending a CD out or an email out to somebody that you have a direct contact and that you introduce yourself as a professional songwriter or as an established songwriter and so forth. And just even following up with a phone call, if they give you a number, a contact person to reach out to, just having good follow through is important too, and not necessarily becoming a bug, like bugging the A&R or bugging whoever that contact is, but also just, following up and saying, hey, this is Amira, I was just calling, I sent an email out, and I wanted to see if you guys had an opportunity to listen to my song, and if they did, cool. If they didn't, cool. And if they did and didn't like it, ask them, what could you have done to make the song better? And sometimes they'll give you that information, sometimes they won't. So you just have to keep at it. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, but I guarantee you, you continue to be aggressive, especially being a woman, you have to continue to be aggressive, and also persistent and consistency. Consistency is so key in the industry, because you have a lot of people who pop up and then disappear, pop up and then disappear. So you don't want to fall off the map. If you're trying to establish yourself as a songwriter, be just that, So I hope that answered your question. I'm about to take a pause real quick. One moment.